Okay, there we go. Okay, so I was just telling Jenna, those of you that are in my current group, you know how these work. Those of you that are starting the group that begins tomorrow, we will do these every Sunday, and they will typically be at that 2 o'clock time. I've just had a crazy day. So I switched it up today a little bit, but these are super informal. I basically just work on my meal plan along with you guys. You're welcome to work on yours while I'm doing this. Break in, ask me questions. It's totally like whatever you need. The purpose of me being on this call is to help you. So I will just kind of walk you through. I know the first time it's kind of good to just see how I do it. And then you can develop your own system from there. But when I first started in 2014, that's crazy. My very first group, my coach, like I came to her in tears the Monday that my challenge group started because this was so foreign to me. It was so like out of my comfort zone, out of my realm of everything. Like I had never done planning of any kind meal-wise, let alone clean foods. And I came to her on that Monday of the first challenge, and I was like, it's day one, and I've already failed. Like, I didn't make a meal plan. I don't understand this. Help. And she was so good. She just sat down with me and said, take a deep breath. It's really not that hard. This is how I do it. And she just walked me through how she did it and helped me make my first meal plan. And then the weeks following, I'd come to her with some questions, every now and then. But from there, I just kind of developed my own routine with it, and it became simple. So that's my hope for you guys. As you can see, it's not as scary as it seems at this point. It really is something that anybody can grasp if I can grasp it. So where I started, just anybody can do this if I can. So I am just going to walk you guys through that step-by-step process. Interrupt me, Jenna, if you have questions. And anybody who's listening to the recording, message me if you have questions too. So basically, let me tell you first what I use. I got this really cute, like has a sweet little saying, meal planning booklet. It's from Erin Condren. And I was a huge, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It said my internet was unstable, but it just popped back up. Okay. I was a huge Erin Condren planner junkie for a few years. I love it. This year I'm trying something a little different, but I'm still sticking with their meal planning journal because it's like $10 for one of these. You can order them, a bunch of them off their site. They're not expensive at all. And they have, it lasts you several months with the planning pages. So I actually just finished my last week on my booklet last week though, so I'm going to be doing it on paper. But this is what the inside looks like. It has the days up at the top, and then it has your sections of breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and I always do a snack in the evening too. And I use the space at the bottom to keep track of my container tallying, and I just do that as I'm filling in through the day. But this is just basically what it looks like. And I'm going to duplicate that just onto a plain white piece of paper today because I'm waiting on my next shipment to come in of my meal planning booklets. So if you don't have something like this, I really recommend it. I like it. I like that it's already made up for me. It's just kind of handy. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing on a piece of paper. And I have, like you guys have seen and what I've sent to you, I have the electronic documents that you can use. I just am a paper pencil person. I like to have the hard copy. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. I like to have hard copy, just personal preference. And I like to put it on my refrigerator because I am a work-at-home mom, and when I start grazing the kitchen, I can look right at that and go, what am I supposed to be eating right now? It's helpful. Okay, so I'm dividing it into breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, and then I have room down at the bottom to do my tallying. Now, if you are doing the All Access Pass, which is most of you, whatever program you're doing, you're probably using the portion control container system. And I just highly recommend using that forever. That's what I've used now for 2.5 years. It's been my meal planning system since I started. It's what's worked and made sense for my husband and I and our family. And it's super easy to use, and it doesn't have to be the same thing on a week-by-week basis. So it's very flexible with what you're wanting to eat, the types of foods you want to eat. So even if you are doing All Access and you're doing a program that doesn't use the portion container system, I really recommend it. And everybody is getting those containers with All Access. So it's totally your choice, but coming from me knowing nothing about meal planning, clean eating, I highly recommend it for starting out and then way beyond that. But so anyway, with my, in your booklet or in your guide, there was a section in there where you figured out your calorie bracket. Did you figure that, Jenna?
Yes, I did that today.
Okay, cool. So that tells you then on that next, on the next page of that, like how many of each container you're supposed to have in a day. And what most people are shocked by in day 1, 2, 3, like as they're starting out, they're typically like, oh my gosh, these containers are tiny. This is going to be like no food. I'm going to starve. But you're going to find on those first 3 days, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so much food. And honestly, like for a lot of people, it's hard to get all of the containers in by the end of the day. So I just try to space it out as well as I can during the day. And I don't force myself to eat on days where I'm like truly full. But I try to like consciously make sure that I'm not just leaving out my fruits and vegetables containers, you know,
Yeah,
because that's kind of our tendency, I think. So, but you will be surprised. It's going to be a lot of food in those first days as you're getting used to eating this, and you'll find that more nutritious foods just fill you a lot more than, you know, snacking on a bag of chips or something like that. So when I'm meal planning, I always start with dinner. With the portion control system, you use within your meals a certain amount of containers. And so dinners tend to be more than one. You know, like you'll have a red, a yellow, a green, a blue, all within one recipe. And so I always start with dinners because I can mark those off, and then fill in from there on the things that are more like one container. So this week, we have a crazy week ahead of us. So you guys are going to get to see what I do when I'm on the road a lot. We decided we're taking off for an impromptu trip to Omaha tonight. So we're going to Omaha. We're going to go to the zoo tomorrow. We're going to get back tomorrow night. And dinner, I told Daniel we're doing sandwiches. So we're being super simple tomorrow night. And the way that I do sandwiches, and just so you guys know, like I like to color code my system too. So dinners I write in black, and then below it I write in the color containers below that, just to keep track of it for my organization. So sandwiches, I make them with the Oro Wheat whole grain rounds. You can get them just in the bread section. They're totally clean. They're whole grain. And that counts as one yellow. So I put a yellow down there. I use just regular deli meat, but I try, like deli meat's not the most clean food, but if you look on the package, you'll see if it's manufactured with preservatives, like you can see that in the ingredients. You want just meat, and there are options like in the actual pre-packaged stuff. You can find that. And you want to look at the sodium content too and make sure it's a lower sodium content. I I wish I could tell you the brand I get off the top of my head. When I go shopping, I'll post a picture of it for you guys so you can see what I use. But that deli meat, then 4 slices is 1 red container. And then I like mine with spinach on it, so that would be 1 green. Mustard is a freebie, so I just use mustard. And then I use my blue. I do those Laughing Cow cheese wedges. I don't know if you've ever seen them. I love them. They're not 100% clean, but they're way better than other stuff. So that's kind of how, like I tell you guys, I do 80-20. I do the best I can on clean eating. And those, I do 1 of those wedges for a blue container. So sandwiches for me is 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 green, and 1 blue. So down at the bottom, I have those written out: green, purple, red, yellow, blue, orange, and teaspoon. And I will just tally off the ones that I just used for my dinner. So I'll turn it so you can see here in a second. You see how I did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of how I track it as I'm planning it. Okay, and then like I said, I write those tallies all across the bottom. So I'm gonna do that real quick here. Fill in my green, purple, red, yellow, blue, orange, teaspoon, because I'm gonna go across and do all of my dinners all at once. It's tedious, but it's worth it. Okay. Tuesday, Daniel wanted to do some kind of crock pot chicken. So let me see. So then the good thing about having a booklet like this is I can just look back from past weeks and go, what did we do recently that was really good? Oh, I think we're going to do my favorite. We'll do creamy salsa chicken with, we did them last time on wheat whole grain tortillas, and they were so good. It was like a chicken creamy salsa chicken burrito. They're so good. Easy, because Tuesdays are busy for us, Tuesday, Wednesdays. So I'll do creamy salsa crock pot chicken. And it'll either be with rice or with tortilla, depending on what Daniel wants to do. And that one counts for, let me make sure I say it right. Okay, it is 1 red, 1 yellow for either the rice or the tortilla. It's 1 green. And then with that cheese in it, it's 1 blue. And we will probably do that Wednesday. Wednesday is Finn for myself night because we have church dinner before our WOW activities. So the whole family eats there typically, and then I eat something later. So it'll probably be a sandwich for me again on Wednesday. That's my go-to on just me nights. But I will probably repeat the creamy salsa chicken. We'll do those leftovers on Friday. So I'll just copy that over to Friday. and I have told all my people, I am not a cooking fan. Like, I really am not. It's not my favorite thing. I don't really enjoy it. It takes way too much time. Like, it's just not something that I enjoy being in the kitchen for long periods of time. So I do really fast, quick, easy meals. And we tend to only make really like 3 meals a week, and we do leftovers. It's better for us financially. We have no issues with leftovers. We like them. A lot of these crock pot meals are actually better to me the second time because it's been sitting, you know, with the seasonings and stuff. So I really like, especially this one, I really like leftovers with it. So I'm going to go through and tally. That's Tuesday and Friday and Wednesday. All of those are done. So it's a red, a yellow, green, blue, red, yellow, green, blue. Sandwiches, yellow, red, green, blue, yellow, red, green, blue. Okay, and then, so let's see here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the night my family typically does our treat night, like our family night. We go out for pizza on Thursday nights. But we're again hitting the road. We're out of town a lot this week. So we are hitting the road on Thursday to head back to Derby. My family is going to a wedding that weekend. So I don't know exactly what we'll do. We'll probably do something easy on the road, maybe like a Subway or something that would be treat meal-ish. I don't know. That's going to be a play it by ear night for me. So typically on play it by ear nights like that, where I'm not exactly sure what we're doing, I try to plan ahead the best as I can, but I also use if you don't have it, the 21 Day Fix tracker app. It is wonderful. It is so, so, so good. And that is, you just enter in as you're, it's kind of like MyFitnessPal. Like as you're eating food throughout the day, you just are marking off the containers that you have eaten and, or that, you know, you've had from your shake or whatever. And then you can see what you have left throughout the day. And so on days like that where I'm kind of playing it by ear, I just use that and I'm like, okay, what could I get that would count for a purple? What could I get that would count for a green or a yellow or a red? And I just do my best, especially when we're on the road. So Thursday's probably just going to have to be one of those nights where I just play it by ear. Family will probably eat on the road and I will do the best I can. So Thursday night, I'm not writing down because I'm not certain about. Let's see here. Then I have left Saturday. Now Saturday, we are going to be at, like I said, a wedding. So it's going to be a wedding dinner. I'm just going to write that down. And again, when you're at events and things like that, where you cannot plan totally ahead, you're at the whim of what people make. Wedding dinners typically have protein, veggie, some kind of starch, like a baked potato, mashed potato, or like you can get a whole grain roll. They have a lot of times salads that you can get. There's ways to eat like wedding dinners whenever it's like a served meal like that. There are ways to eat it choose from it as healthy as you can. So that will be my plan that night, to do the very best I can. I will plan to have a green, a red kind of protein. If there's chicken, I'll go for that. I'm certain that there will probably be a blue included with that. I'm certain that there will be a yellow included with that. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, wedding cake is like one of my favorite things ever. So I will indulge and have one piece. I just know going in that that's something I'm going to enjoy, and I savor it, I enjoy it, and then I move on. Back on track the next day. Don't let it throw me off. So that's just kind of how I go about those things. So let's see here. That leaves that leaves Sunday. And let me think, what could we do on Sunday? Looking back. You know what? It's supposed to get really cold here again next weekend. I think we might do chili on Sunday because I can let that cook while we're busy at church. So chili, that'll be something we can bring over into the next week for leftovers. Let's see if there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And chili counts for 1 green, 1 red, and then we tend to have some kind of bread with it. We like home make garlic bread and things like that, just literally like throwing whole grain bread in the toaster and putting on some, I use vegan butter, so it's all natural, clean butter. Just a little bit of it. Counts as 1 of my teaspoons, so I need to write that down. And then I put like garlic salt on it, or not salt, garlic powder on it, and use that for like garlic bread, homemade garlic bread. Super simple, tastes really good with it. So anyway, I have here, if you can see, I didn't tally. Let me do that real quick. Green, red, blue, yellow, green, red, teaspoon, yellow. So you can see I have, for my dinners right there, that's kind of how I have it written out. The only one I'm missing is that travel night. We're going to do the best I can, but I know it's probably going to be more of like a treat meal. So I'll do my best, but Mesa come to the treat meal that night. I'll just write that on there. Treat meal. Okay, so after I do dinners, I then move up to lunch and breakfast. And I am the kind of person that likes things really simple week to week. So I pretty much eat the same thing for breakfast and for lunch each day during the week. If I get bored with it that week, the next week I'll change it up and do something different. But that way I can buy in bulk cheaper. And then I don't have to think about it because I'm typically like pulled in a million directions, trying to feed my children, taking care of other things, just busy. So I keep them as simple as I can. And if I don't have to put brain work into it, I eat better. So I think this week I am going to do, I do a shake at both breakfast and at lunch, just for the fact that it is simple. So there's no, there's no added benefit, I guess, to having 2 shakes a day. If you're wondering about that, it's good, it's clean, it's whole food, right? But you don't have to have 2 to see results. It's something that's going to be good for you if you're having 1 shake a day. I just decided that our budget was going to allot for 2 shakes a day for me because it just helps me to stay on track. I enjoy them, and it simplifies crazy mom life at home. So I always make my shakes with spinach in them. For those of you that are in the new challenge group, you're probably like, what? But I promise you, I was a skeptic for so long. I promise you do not taste it. So if you just get plain like baby spinach, not the spring mix, you taste kale, you taste other things like that. For me, to me, my taste buds, I do not taste spinach at all. So I always use one of my green containers in my shakes. So that right there knocks out 2 reds and 2 greens from each day, from adding spinach to both of them and doing 2 shakes. Which rocks because I really am not a vegetable person. So I love hiding vegetables wherever I can, so I get them in. I also recently, just through pregnancy, have been finding that fruit is something that I am not enjoying eating, and so I've been hiding it in my shakes, and I've been having fruity shakes for the first time like ever. Like I've always been chocolate, cafe latte, like rich, good, like sweet tooth kinds of shakes, and I've all of a sudden through this pregnancy been like, I need fruit smoothies. And so I've been hiding all of my containers of fruit in my shakes. So in the morning, I do one fruit container, and I literally just write on my plan one fruit because it's whatever frozen fruit I can find is what I put in my shakes. In the morning, I use one of them because I'm supposed to have 3 purples in a day. So I use one of them in the morning with my shake. And my lunchtime shake, I know that I get super snacky in the afternoon, so I do 2 fruit containers in my afternoon shake to try to hold me over until dinner time. It just kind of helps fill me up a little bit more, get some more nutrition in, and it eliminates doing that morning and afternoon. It gets rid of all 3 of my purple containers just by blending them up and hiding them in my shake. So I'm still getting my the purples that I'm supposed to get in. I just hide them in there. So I'm tallying those purples on. Okay, then I also do at lunchtime another protein. Like I said, just something that will help me to hold over and not get snacky in the afternoons. I was for a long time doing eggs, but in my pregnancy, I'm not liking it right now. So I'm doing turkey bacon instead. And I do 4 pieces of turkey bacon. That counts for 1 red serving. So I'm going to add that on to all of my days. Good. Let's see here. And then in the mornings, I always do some kind of grain with my breakfast. So I recently I've been doing either whole grain waffles or whole grain toast. Sometimes granola. I haven't been as like high on my granola as I was at one point. So one of those 3 things is my grain. And so I just write, so I have that flexibility. I know I'm supposed to eat a grain for a yellow container in the morning. I just write on there 1 yellow container, and I know it'll be one of those 3 things depending on what my pregnant cravings are in the morning. So either whole grain waffle, whole grain toast, or granola. And then the same thing at lunchtime. Oh, no. I'm already good there. Okay, so I just need to add on a yellow to each of my days. Yellow. Okay, and then like I said, I take that across for all of the days of the week, just simplifying my life a little bit by doing the same thing. So I have breakfast up here with an arrow that goes across for all the days, lunch with an arrow across that goes for all of the days, and then I added those onto the tally count down here at the bottom. Now what I do is I look at how many I'm supposed to have in each of those containers in a day, and I fill in my snacks for each of the days. So I'm supposed to have 5 greens per day, and I currently have 3 on, let's see. Yep, I currently have 3 on all of my dates. So I need to find places to add in 2 greens. So I think that I will do, cucumbers have been one of my favorite things recently. So I think I'll do cucumbers for an afternoon snack. And I've been doing carrots too. They aren't bothering me too much. So I'll do carrots with my morning snack. And I'll add on those 2 greens for each day. That takes care of my green containers each day of the week. Purples, I am at 3 every day, and I am supposed to have 3, so I'm good on purples. Reds, I'm supposed to have 5 every day, and I currently have 4 on each day. So I need to find a place to add in a red. Recently for me, that has been cottage cheese. I am enjoying that. So I'll probably do cottage cheese as a snack in the afternoon. We'll do that each day. So that knocks out my last red container each day. Red, okay. Next, I am supposed to have 4 yellows each day, and I currently only have 2 of those down on each of my days. So something that I have shared with my challenge group that's been around for 4 weeks now, those of you that have been on that, you know what I like to do. My new challenge group, my evening, especially pregnant right now, I am battling like after the girls go to bed, and I have my time to like spend time with my husband and kind of work on my business stuff a little bit, catch up with you guys. I sit down and I just want to munch at that time. And it's like, I have to have something sweet. I have to have something salty. And so I have been like preparing for that the best that I can, knowing that that's just what my pregnant body is wanting right now. And I'm not going to lie, like I get like that even when I'm not pregnant. It's just amplified right now. So what I've been doing is from the Fixate cookbook, I have been planning on 1 yellow count kind of sweet treat. Typically it's been peanut butter bars or the Shakeology, like the protein balls that you can make. They're so good and they count for a yellow. And then I pair that with another yellow popcorn. So I have something sweet and something salty. And I just get air popped popcorn. I add coconut oil to it. And then I just sprinkle some sea salt on it or some seasoned salt or something light. But I love that. So in the evenings, I'm doing 1 sweet yellow treat. And it's Fixate approved from the Fixate cookbook. So it is clean and popcorn. And that takes care of my last 2 yellows every day. And if you're like me, like there's never enough yellows. I love grains and carbs and that kind of thing. But we get a really good amount of them on this plan. Like we don't have to cut them out like a lot of plans out there. Like this is all about balance. You get it all, just not an overabundance of every category. Okay, so then I'm looking at my blues. I'm supposed to have 1 blue every day. I've done that. I just saw I didn't add blue to my chili, and there should be because I put cheese on top of my chili. So that takes care of that. And then orange. Okay, so orange is the seeds and the like dressings. And I have been doing, let's see, I've been doing sunflower seeds as part of my morning snack. And I'm cool with that. I like it. Just a little container of sunflower seeds. I shoot them to get that orange container in. So I'm getting that healthy fat. That takes care of my orange containers. And then teaspoons. Okay, so the sweet treat from the Fixate cookbook in the evenings, that uses 3 teaspoons. So I need to add that in there. 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm supposed to have 5 in a day. So what I do is then just other points throughout the day, I stick those other 2 teaspoons in by just doing a teaspoon of peanut butter for a snack. Like when I'm feeling like a sweet craving come on, I just literally will go to my peanut butter jar and I use my teaspoon and I take it out and just eat it plain. I really, really like peanut butter, so it works well for me. So I'm going to put peanut butter for my morning snack, peanut butter with my afternoon snack, and that right there takes care of it. everything I'm supposed to have each day. And look, what time is it? 6:39. I started planning about 30 minutes ago. So 30 minutes to get this whole entire thing done. I'm set. I know what I need to do for all my foods throughout the day. I will take this meal plan then, sit down and write out my grocery list, and we just go shop straight from there. And then, like, you know, with my kids, like, I do some things, you know, that are not, like, totally clean. They're kids, you know, I let them have some things that I wouldn't eat. But I really, really try hard to only allow foods that are whole, nutritious, healthy foods into our house, with the exception of a few treats that maybe I wouldn't partake in. Because if there are chips, if there are cookies, if there are things like candy just around in our house, I want them. Like, I still love those kinds of foods. It takes a lot of discipline to not eat them. So I really, I appreciate, my husband knows that about me, and he has a major sweet tooth, and he keeps that stuff in his car or at his office, doesn't bring it home, so that I don't have to battle that. But I will just add on, you know, I'll double up on carrots, I'll double up on sunflower seeds, I'll double up on cucumbers, cottage cheese. The girls have the same kind of snacks that I have throughout the day. So at first it was kind of a change for Nora, but she got used to it. And that's the kind of stuff I want her to be, you know, growing up enjoying and knowing, like, how to eat healthy. So that's kind of what I do for my family. And it's that simple, guys. It's not that hard. So I hope that was helpful for you. I know Jenna had to hop off. I know some of you couldn't get on at my new time, but if you listen back on this and you still have questions, or you're wondering how to count a certain recipe container-wise, anything, if you need any help, I am here for you guys. I want to make this an easy transition for you. I want to give you guys the same help that I was given by my coach, so that this becomes the norm and the routine for you, because it really, really, really works. And it doesn't have to be made hard. So I hope that was helpful. I'll be on again next Sunday at 2 o'clock. Should be the normal schedule. But we'll be doing the same thing. So plan to bring your meal planning stuff, bring questions, and we'll just meal plan together. Okay? I hope you guys have an awesome evening, and I am looking forward to another great week with y'all. I will talk to you later. Bye.